Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. Do not engage an enemy more powerful than you, and if it is unavoidable and you do have to engage, then make sure you engage it on your terms, not on the enemy's terms. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. When your strategy is deep and far-reaching, then what you gain by your calculations is much, so you can win before you even fight.
Facts. Alright, some of you have still been asking.
The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. All war is deception. All wars are won or lost before they are ever fought. It is more important to outthink your enemy than to outfight him. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. First, make yourself unbeatable, then go to war. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness that of the forest. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. Rouse him, and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. The height of strategy is to attack your opponent's strategy. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of the trigger. Leadership is a matter of intelligence, trustworthiness, humaneness, courage, and sternness. Using order to deal with the disorderly, using calm to deal with the clamorous, is mastering the heart. The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict necessary. Do not engage an enemy more powerful than you, and if it is unavoidable, and you do have to engage, then make sure you engage it on your terms, not on your enemy's terms. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. The good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere in an army that is returning home.
If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. This quote highlights Sun Tzu's saying suggests that developing the world requires a combination of strategic thinking, effective communication, and a willingness to find creative solutions that benefit everyone involved. By taking a holistic and collaborative approach to development, we can create a world that is more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable for all. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far. When we are far away, we must make him believe we are near. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Treat your enemy as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. When you surround an army, leave an outlet free. Do not press a desperate foe too hard. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, It is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. When strong, avoid them. If of high morale, depress them. Seem humble to fill them with conceit. If at ease, exhaust them. If united, separate them. Attack their weaknesses, emerge to their surprise. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy, so that he cannot fathom our real intent. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. One may not know how to conquer without being able to do it. One mark of a great soldier is that he fight on his own terms or fights not at all. If you know the enemy and know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. If you know heaven and know earth, you may make your victory complete. You have to believe in yourself. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him, pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. There are roads which must not be followed, armies which must not be attacked, towns which must not be besieged, positions which must not be contested, commands of the sovereign which must not be obeyed. Great results can be achieved with small forces. When one retreats, people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and response confidence in them, the army will be united in mind, and all will be happy to serve their leaders. Attack him when he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. Knowing the enemy enables you to take the offensive. Knowing yourself enables you to stand on the defensive.
Your power lies in your ability to control your emotions. Once someone has command over your inner world, they become your master. Protect your reputation at all costs. When it is strong, your rivals will seldom challenge you. When it is weak, attacks will come from all corners. Stamp out the embers before they become a blaze. Do not make decisions when clouded by emotion. Wait for a clearing, and then act. Be adaptable in your rule. The tides of change are unceasing and will slowly erode any rigid structures that stand against it. Be fluid, or risk being turned to dust. To tap into the true potential of your power, focus your energies towards a singular goal. Beware of those who claim to have no interest in power, for this is often a strategy to disarm you. When the time comes, they will strike without hesitation, and it will be too late to act. An isolated kingdom is a vulnerable one. To be strong, you must have alliances. A fortress can quickly become a prison when surrounded by enemies. To obtain a true ally, explain how your cause may benefit theirs. The ties of goodwill are but thin threads, whereas the ties of mutual interest are like chains of steel. Pay attention to the outcomes people produce, not their intentions. Although many wish to do well, this does not guarantee favorable results. Enter the fray with boldness. Timid action is often met with strong opposition. When surrounded by disarray, be well ordered. When emotions rise and fall, remain calm and steady. When danger looms, and even the bravest warriors shrink with fear, stand tall and face the opposing evil. Let your values be like shining beacons in the mists of disorder. Give your people something with which to orient themselves. When overpowered, surrender. Do not allow yourself to be crushed entirely because of honor. Your enemy will no longer see you as a threat, giving you the opportunity to plan another attack. Direct the movements of your enemy by tempting them with baits, arousing their anger and toying with their pride. Disrupt their plans with your enticements, and control your foes as you wish. Acting with haste weakens your control. Have faith that your ambitions will come to fruition, and remain patient. As a farmer tends to his field so they may bear crops, cultivate the conditions necessary for people to flourish. The kingdom's needs come before your own egotistical desires. Use the devices of grandeur and spectacle to appear powerful to others. Command respect with your awe-inspiring displays. Be a symbol of transformation for your people, the answer to their prayers. Heed this advice and gain many loyal subjects. Beware of the easily gained. Plan your affairs right through to the end. In doing so, you will be able to counter the setbacks that will inevitably come your way. Conceal your plans with misdirection. Make your enemies believe you desire one thing, but secretly devise a strategy for another. In doing so, the opposition sets up defenses in the wrong place, leaving what you truly desire open for the taking. Eliminate your problems entirely, lest they return with vengeance. Recognize greatness in others. Bestow blessings upon those who are worthy. People must feel cherished if they are to do their best work. To confuse and intimidate your enemies, be deliberately unpredictable. Live by the principles you wish to see followed in your lands.
Encouraging words from the old man. Yeah, y'all, I ain't rambling too much. Just wanted to come up here and shoot that art of war. You know what I'm saying? But everything. Hold on.
It doesn't matter you were born as legend, but what does matter is legendary end. Think about it. Patience is not passive. On the contrary, it is concentrated strength. Sensitivity is not possible if you are afraid. A wise man can always be found alone. A weak man can always be found in crowd. Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and they cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What is true stillness? Stillness in movement. The less confident we are in ourselves, the less we are in touch with ourselves and the world, the more we want to control. Only the self-sufficient stand alone. Most people follow the crowd and imitate. A fight is not won by one punch or kick. Either learn to endure or hire a bodyguard. Those who are unaware they are walking in darkness will never seek the light. Don't fear failure. Not failure, but low aim is the crime. In great attempts it is glorious even to fail. In order to taste my cup of water, you must first empty your cup. If you think a thing is impossible, you'll only make it impossible. Use only that which works, and take it from any place you can find it. It's not what you give, it's the way you give it. Optimism is a faith that leads to success. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle and it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Obey the principles without being bound by them. A quick temper will make a fool of you soon enough. The possession of anything begins in the mind. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of. The key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Forget about winning and losing. Forget about pride and pain. Be self-aware rather than a repetitious robot. A teacher is never a giver of truth. He is a guide, a pointer to the truth that each student must find for himself. Simplicity is the shortest distance between 2 points. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. I am learning to understand rather than immediately judge or to be judged. To know, but to be as though not knowing, is the height of wisdom. Never trouble till trouble troubles you. I'll not willingly offend, nor be easily offended. Loneliness is only an opportunity to cut adrift and find yourself. In solitude you are least alone. Make good use of it. I'm this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. Love and respect. Without respect, love cannot go long. Always be yourself. Express yourself. Have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it.
Right.
Never try to copy a successful personality.
Right.
If you don't want to slip up tomorrow, speak the truth today. Mistakes are always forgivable if one has the courage to admit them. The medicine for my suffering I had within me from the very beginning, but I did not take it. My ailment came from within myself, but I did not observe it until this moment. Life is never stagnation. It is constant movement, unrhythmic movement, as we is constant change. Things live by moving and gain strength as they go. We all have time to either spend or waste, and it is our decision what to do with it. But once past, it is gone forever. The moment is freedom. I couldn't live by a rigid schedule. I try to live freely from moment to moment, letting things happen and adjusting to them. I treasure the memory of the past misfortunes. It has added more to my bank of fortitude. I am happy because I am growing daily, and I am honestly not knowing where the limit lies. You just wait. I'm going to be the biggest Chinese star in the world. All fixed set patterns are incapable of adaptability or pliability. The truth is outside of all fixed patterns. If you always put limit on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. Practice makes perfect. After a long time of practicing, our work will become natural, skillful, swift and steady. If you want to learn to swim, jump into the water. On dry land, no frame of mind is ever going to help you. My style. You can call it the art of fighting without fighting. The most dangerous person is the one who listens, thinks, and observes. Education. To discover but not merely to imitate. Learning techniques without inward experiencing can only lead to superficiality. Discipline must conform to the nature of things in their suchness. Develop the tools, refine the tools, then dissolve the tools. Do not correct a fool or he will hate you. Correct a wise man and he will appreciate you. The unfolding of the bare human soul, that is what interests me. Obviously, if your kick does not commence, his punch will land first and your defense is useless. Yielding will overcome anything superior to itself. Its strength is boundless. Be happy, but never satisfied. Remember, no man is really defeated unless he is discouraged. Do not allow negative thoughts to enter your mind, for they are the weeds that strangle confidence. Endurance is lost rapidly if one ceases to work at its maximum. Preparation for tomorrow is hard work today. It's like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. You can never invite the wind, but you must leave the window open. I am not teaching you anything. I just help you to explore yourself. Life is wide, limitless. There is no border, no frontier. Fortunately for me, my self-knowledge has transcended that, and I've come to understand that life is best to be lived, not to be conceptualized. If you have to think, you still do not understand. Simplicity is the key to brilliance. When one has no form, one can be all forms. When one has no style, he can fit in with any style. When one has reached maturity in the art, one will have a formless form. like kites dissolving in water. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. The doubters said, man cannot fly. The Jews said, maybe.